I win. That shit looks empty.
I had a swallow left. Welcome back.
So did I.
To Am I the Asshole?
Welcome back.
I have no comment on that at all.
Sometimes you gotta do it, you know?
Sometimes you gotta do it, man.
You just gotta do it.
This one's full. I've been
So
snowed
was
in
I.
and have not been able. It's time for an ad read. Y'all know what it is. We're partnered with Into the AM. That's why we rock shirts like this, hats like that. You've seen our hoodies. You haven't seen the draws. Y'all know what it's about. I'm not even going to let him speak right now. I'm just going to let him sit there and stew in this for a second.
You do the whole thing. I'll sit here in
I'll,
silence.
For once, you know what? We're just going to coast through. Y'all know where to go. It's in the description and in the pinned comment, intotheam.com/lousy, where you can go right now to get some dope shirts, hats, hoodies, all the good stuff. Why are you covering your hat? You know what? Honestly,
I'm not covering
y'all
my hat.
can't see him anyways. The edit, you can't see him anyways. We have a little scroller that's going on right over there, right there, and you can see it. I'm sure Future Sam's gonna like remove it for a second, show him, and then put it back. And yeah. So, God, I can't take you seriously right now. Yes, you can go to intotheam.com/lousy right now and go get you some dope gear, just like we rock in the shows every single day. Whether it's graphic tees, basic tees, pants, shirts, hats, hoodies, the whole nine. Right now, they've been running some awesome deals. I've seen some great mystery deals they have going on. They are offloading a lot of their older merchandise. So if you want to get a great deal on that, I actually did the mystery sale myself and got me a really dope hoodie at a very low cost. Plus, I used our code LOUSY, LOUSY, at checkout and added an extra 10% on top to get that extra off. So you can do the same by going to intotheam.com/lousy. Again, intotheam.com/lousy by clicking the link in the description or in the pinned comment. Use our code LOUSY at checkout, get an extra 10% off, and go get you some dope stuff. I'm going to have to watch this later just to see what you do in the edits, because I'm just prepared.
We'll see how I'm feeling that day. But.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with us tonight. We're just here.
I think it's because we're changing things up, and so we don't know how to act.
True. That's been always the case. Whenever we've had to change something, we're always just like, that.
Those were noises.
Those were noises. Well, in the spirit of changing things up, before we even get into rock, paper, scissors, we are definitely changing some things up. Just it's 2025. We're feeling a new format. So if you see some differences here, like one, we are doing 3 stories for y'all, not 4. Wonder why. Guess you'll have to pay attention to the episode to find out. We're doing 3 stories for y'all today. We have them already keyed up. And per the thumbnail and the title, today is all about the in-laws.
Yep. We've done it before. And we're doing it again.
It was a lot of fun the first time. And we found some recent stories for us to dive into, specifically about the in-laws. We're going to decide if they're assholes or not. And of course, as always, we're going to see what Reddit has to say about that as well and see if we can go on a 3 for 3. But before we do that, current standings, I believe, are 1-0 me.
Yep.
So
just go ahead and call it for the year. You win.
What? Are you conceding RPS for the year?
No.
What are you doing right now? Who are you? What did you do with my best friend?
We'll see. He's around here somewhere. He was wearing that hat earlier. So
tune in next week for our podcast when we talked about cryptids, and you're going to watch Sam transform live. just all right. You ready to do this?
I'm so ready.
I'm not even going to look again. I'm just going to close my eyes, and we're going to see Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I thought about like just trying to quickly react to what you were doing, but I was like, nah, I got to be honest.
You
So,
know, if you did that, they would destroy you.
yeah. Well, I would have made something fun with it in the edit. Like I wouldn't have just purposely done it, and then I probably would have told you the next episode. But I'm too honest, guys. So sorry about that.
Who are you and what have you done with my friend?
I don't know. I said I don't know how to act. But
all right.
Regardless, you won, so you read first.
Yes. We're going to dive in again. 3 stories. Let's get to it. Am I the asshole for making my in-laws stay in a hotel after they surprised us on our family vacation? Throwaway and randomly generated username. I do not claim to be a significant cook. Thanks for the update there, bud. All right. 37 female, took a beach vacation with my husband, 40 male, and our 3 kids, 4, 2, and 3 months old. We also invited his sister, husband, and 2 kids, 4 and 3, as we had a detached bedroom from the main house and we genuinely like hanging out with them. I told her we wanted to keep it small this year since we have a new baby. I'm pretty fresh postpartum and I didn't want it to be too stressful. While we were at the beach, we see my mother-in-law, father-in-law, stepson of 20, and his girlfriend pull up. This is a 3-hour drive from where we live. They came to surprise us at the beach since we haven't seen my stepson. Okay, my stepson in 2 months. My sister-in-law said they've been planning this for weeks, and she gave them the mile marker. This was a cool surprise, but afterwards they expected to stay with us in our 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom rental house with no real doors, only sliding doors. They had no plans for lodging or eating, so we got to work to make dinner, which was fine because I had packed extra food. Due to space constraints, I put the baby down for a nap in the restroom. We had 2 pack and plays in there. When I went back to check on him a little later, my stepson and his girlfriend were in the transparent glass shower together, steps away from my 3-month-old baby. I went back to the kitchen and told sister-in-law they cannot stay with us. My husband told them they could because he is out of touch with what would actually mean, what that would actually mean. 6 adults, 2 toddlers sharing one restroom where 2 babies are sleeping. I told her what I just saw with stepson and girlfriend in the shower, again reminding her it's too many people going in and out of the restroom with 2 kids asleep in there. She understood and started looking up hotels. My stepson's girlfriend was already scoping out the couch and she could have slept there. But after wrestling 2 babies asleep in the restroom and my 4-year-old asleep in the actual bed, the couch was the only place I could sit and have a glass of wine at the end of the night in peace. After getting a hotel room, they stayed at the beach house until midnight playing poker on the patio and shouting. My husband asked his dad to please be quiet since the kids were sleeping, and father-in-law loudly shouted, "Shut up," and kept playing. This has since caused major conflict with my husband as he believes we should have just let 4 additional people stay since they are family. We paid for half the hotel room and my sister-in-law paid the other half. For context, we have been to the beach one other time with my sister-in-law last year, but have never been with my mother-in-law and father-in-law. My stepson has been gone for 2 months, but will be in town the next 3 weeks. So it's not like we wouldn't have seen him the next day when we returned. I understand they wanted this to be a fun surprise, but no one considered how this would impact us as a family traveling with 3 small children in a relatively small beach house. Am I the asshole for making my in-laws stay in a hotel after they surprised us in our family vacation or on our family vacation?
Nope, not the asshole. I'm just going to come out and say it fast and in a hurry because we've kind of touched on this before, but you can't surprise somebody and then just expect to be taken care of. Like, you got to take care of yourself. Yes, they're family, but you don't just barge in on family. You respect their boundaries. So I'm just going to say a very swift, not the asshole.
Yeah, I'm going to say not the asshole. The biggest thing for me is this, them just showing up, cool little surprise. Cause it sounded like everything was cool. Everything was fine. They were cool with it. Like, cool. We get to see everybody. Awesome. The issue is, as we have seen before in many other stories, is that you don't just assume you're staying with them. Yep. You don't just assume that this is an open door policy in which you can come and go as you please. you make the reservations of where you're staying before you even show up. Like if you knew you're coming to the beach 3 hours away, you get on the horn and be like, hey, Super 8 motel, you got any rooms open? Sick. We're gonna need like 2 of them. Like I'm not gonna say anything against the stepson and his girlfriend because look, they're being promiscuous, they're living their life. Like nobody, there's nothing wrong with that. But the issue is you had to have seen the baby sleeping. You had to work past them to get into that shower. And maybe it's just me, but I ain't trying to boink with some kids in the room. Like,
no, that's weird.
It's very weird.
I don't think I would have even done that if I was young and dumb and 20, Like,
yeah. I'd have been like,
no.
Go get in the car.
Yeah. Just fucking find a bush around the corner. Like, like,
be adventurous.
Yourself.
Yeah. Find a coat closet or something. Damn.
Yeah.
Like
somewhere that doesn't have the view of the baby,
Yeah, exactly. And they're not taking into account OP is the fact, like, when you and I, we have discussed this time and time again. I feel like this doesn't need to be discussed, but I'm going to bring this up. OP is freshly postpartum.
Very fresh. Yeah.
She needs a break.
Mm-hmm.
She don't need to be stressed right now. She just carried around a blob for 9 to 10 months. Right. And then freshly popped this thing out of her. Mama needs a break. Mama deserves a break. And shout out to husband for stepping up to father-in-law. Understandably, he kind of turned tide a little bit at the end there, but he was like, hey, look, y'all need to get your own place. Look, the kids are asleep. Shut up. Like, he's trying to do what he can to run interference on getting them to chill out.
Yeah.
But like none of that matters. At the end of the day, it's what matters is mama needs a break.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say there's a lot of ultimate red flags there that we could touch on, but I'm just boiling it down to the simplest. Like, no, you get your own fucking space. If you had rented a giant mansion on the beach and you had 30 fucking rooms to spare, then sure. But if it's a 1 bedroom like that, no, that's fucked.
Yeah, and like I don't really think we need to deep dive this anymore, but this is telltale of like in-laws assuming they have the free reign to do as they will just because like, oh, well, you're our kids, so cool. We're gonna, we're coming on in. Like, no, don't even come to my house like that. Like, don't come knocking on my door like that thing, and you go just waltz on in and give me a shout first, give me a heads up, like, so it's unfortunate that what was a cool little surprise, which OP wasn't having a problem with the surprise of them showing at the beach. What was a cool little surprise turned into some bullshit because now she's having to get stressed out over, some 20-year-olds banging, ma and pa in-law, like not even remotely trying to find their own place and then being shitty throughout the night. Like,
yeah,
too much. So not the asshole, not even remotely the asshole.
And Reddit agrees.
Not the asshole.
No. Let's see some comments. First one here is not the asshole. No way. This is so rude and really stressful. You need to put an end to all this now. My aunt, uncle, and cousins did this to my parents for years. They would show up with their family of 5 for Thanksgiving as a surprise, and my mom would scramble to get extra food. American for the cousins and our ethnic food for the parents. It was a nightmare, but they never said anything because it was awkward, and it went on for 30 years. Say no now, or all your future vacations will be ruined. 30 years. Fuck. That's worse than the post. Like,
I'm going to say this. My wife and I, we talk all the time. Because it's no surprise if you've watched our podcast at all or watch our show at all. For the lousy listeners out there, you've heard me say this, so I'm going to very briefly say it for those who are just tuning in. I have no contact with my family. In-laws, we do. But my family, we don't. And my wife and I have had conversations of like, man, they always say like, when are y'all coming home? When are y'all coming home? But never the conversation of, hey, when can we come see you? It's times like this that I go, I'm really fucking happy that we moved the fuck away where we don't have to deal with that.
Yep.
Because You know me. Your boy ain't putting up with it. We could be burning some bridges down.
For once, we'll have a "Am I the asshole?" But it was our topics.
It's our story.
Yeah, it's our stories. Yeah.
This next comment down, they quoted, "My sister-in-law said they've been planning this for weeks and she gave them the mile marker. Sister-in-law invited them. They can stay with her family in the detached bedroom. 8 people should fit fine."
Jeez.
I mean, that is everybody else besides this general family of OP here, like the main like OP husband and kids. Everybody else is kind of like sucks in this scenario. Like, that's a valid point. You know, where's the assumption that you don't just stay with them?
Yeah.
So
it's a good point.
Good point by the Brook 88. Yeah, no, I think we've deep dived this. This is a telltale of just like assuming that you get what you want. So let's see how this next one goes.
Always get what you want. Yes, let's do.
But if you try sometimes, get what you need.
Moving on.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button while you're here and join the Lousy Listeners. And also, click the join button. For $2.99 a month, you can become a Lousy member where you can get some awesome perks, cool emotes, and interact with Sam and I. Also, click the link to join our Discord and have fun with all the other Lousy Listeners. Let's get back to the video.
We're not saying it.
All right, Sam, you're up.
All right, number 2. Am I the asshole for telling my mother-in-law not to place her own gift tags on Christmas presents I ordered for my children? So basically, I had ordered all my children's Christmas presents online to be sent to my in-laws' home, as we are spending Christmas there this year. My mother-in-law said that she didn't mind wrapping them all up before we all got there. We arrived here yesterday and all was well. After the kids got settled in their room, I got a chance to ask her about the presents. She told me that they were mostly all wrapped with just a couple she needed to finish off and that they were stored in their basement. By the way, this is all still one sentence. I did ask if she needed a hand finishing the rest off, but she insisted that I should rest after our journey, so I rejoined my husband in the sitting room. Still one sentence. A couple hours later, she had gone to take a nap, so I went down to her basement to see how many had been wrapped, and like she said, there were still some left to wrap, but as I was checking some of the bigger presents, I noticed that they already had gift tags taped to them. When I flipped the tags, they read "From Grandma" on not just one, but on all of the bigger ones. So I immediately went and told my husband about what I had just found, and he said that his mom had asked if he could put a few of her tags on as she didn't want to disappoint her grandsons. My husband agreed that she could, and told me that it isn't a big deal and that this is the only time we will be spending Christmas over at theirs, as they live 4 hours away. I'm mad that most of the bigger presents are things that I had pre-ordered for a long time and put a lot of thought into, and had some toys personalized with their name, which costed a lot of money, which is not correct. Anyways, my mother-in-law came back downstairs from her nap, so I basically told her that I don't think it's right for her to just do that without asking me also. She got super upset and told me that I was being selfish, and she tried guilt tripping by saying this could be one of the last Christmases she will have. She's old, but she's not that old, 71. She told me that I'm ruining Christmas already. I don't know. I'm trying my best to appear as nothing is wrong around my kids. I do feel bad and that I may be overreacted. I don't know what to do. Should I leave her tags on and apologize, or put my own tags on and tell her she should have bought more? This is turning into a nightmare. All one sentence. The entire thing. Not a period in sight. All comments. And so for that, you're an asshole. For your topic, however, I will let Joe open up preliminary stances.
I I was rooting for grandma.
Yeah.
And truly, there was one thing I was hoping she would say that she didn't say. Typically, in situations like that, there's some sort of financial constraint or issues in the ability to be able to get out to get anything. And so being able to have the conversation of, hey, look, no, absolutely. I talked to him. He said it was cool. I should have talked to you. Shit's tough right now. You know, whatever the reason may be, whether it's financial issues or, you know, mobility issues, things like that. You know, there was a very, very different way to handle this scenario from grandma's point of view. And instead she was like, nah, fuck you, bitch. And for that, OP is not the asshole. I get it from a parental perspective here. Like, you do put a lot of thought in on what to get your kids. You know, you like Christmas time shopping for the kids. I found myself, especially for my oldest, you want to be as proactive as possible months in advance on figuring out what they want. Right? So much, in fact, I mean, hell, I remember it was like 2 Christmases ago. I think you even saw this. I was on Amazon and I saw that, you know, much like any kids out there loving toys, Transformers was big. I saw they had this dope pack. It was like a 2-pack right for his age group, and it had Megatron and it had Optimus Prime. And these were some big ass toys. Like, I mean, not enormous, but like big toys for his size. 2-pack, great price. And this was like July. And I'm like, oh yeah, 100%. Stored it in my closet until Christmas time, wrapped it, threw it under the tree. Like, you do be proactive in those situations. That does not give grandma the right to fucking do this. And especially the fact of like, look, there are 2 parents, not one. Don't be going behind the back of one of those parents. Because all you're doing is causing unnecessary division. Like, those, I'm not gonna rant anymore. Not the asshole. OP, stand your ground, stand on business, all 10 toes.
Yeah, I have to agree. Not the asshole. I mean, grandma also could have just put her tags on like the very clearly less expensive things too. You know, like,
yeah,
why take credit for the big bad ones? Or bad isn't good. You know, like, why take credit for those when you had no input in it?
Yep.
No of, you know, deciding what it was, buying it, anything.
Yep.
Yes, you had permission from the husband technically, but husband also should have probably let OP know,
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, mom's putting her name on a couple presents, you know, just to kind of warn her. But
yeah,
that's just a lack of communication. And we're not doing the bit this year. I'm just kidding. I just wanted to see his face with that. We'll do the bit at some point. Don't worry.
That hurt.
Yeah. And then trying to guilt trip OP into it as well. Like,
oh yeah,
this might be one of my last ones. So
did you see my eyes roll in the back of my head when you said it? Like, oh
no,
my God, dude.
Still busy trying to read the longest compound fucking run-on sentence I've ever seen in my goddamn life. But
yeah.
Oh, wait, no, there was one bit of punctuation other than a comma. There was a question mark right at the very end.
True.
Yep.
Very true.
So technically 2 sentences for this whole thing. But,
or
yeah.
or one sentence and a phrase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, not the asshole for sure.
Yeah. I like, no, to echo that point though, guilt tripping. I didn't even think about that part. Like, why? That's such a horrible thing to say.
That's so fucked. Yeah.
This could be one of my last Christmases. So I'm about to make it one of your last Christmases, bitch.
Yeah, I hope he turns around like, I hope it is, motherfucker.
It just turns around, fucking right hook. Equal rights, equal lefts, bitch. You want these presents? Come get them.
I got 2 presents for you right here. Look at all these hands.
Oh my God. I'm just imagining. I'm just imagining a husband rounds the corner, sees grandma up on her shoulders, and just fucking Batista bombs her ass or some shit, dude. Oh,
Yes.
these are the altercations I live for. Okay, you have to understand. Like, there's moments in my life where I'm like, be passive and nice and good, and then there's moments where the devil just like, in them. Like,
This wrestling match is sponsored by Life Alert.
oh my god,
we're
today's
saying not the
episode is brought to you by Hover Round. Woo! All right, first
We're saying
comment
not the
down here.
We're
Oh,
saying
yes.
not the asshole. Reddit agrees, duh. But
Not the
we
asshole.
still have to say it.
Yeah, they said not the asshole. First comment. Not the asshole. She is overstepping here and taking advantage of the situation. What did she actually get the grandkids? She shouldn't have asked your husband as we what. God, dog.
Wait.
She shouldn't have asked your husband, as we was well aware. She did that just to circumvent you. Look, you can't use big words and fuck.
Nobody knows English on this post, dude. Like, what the fuck?
You
Like,
can't use big words and shitty grammar in the same fucking sentence, dude. Oh my god. Oh, clearly you were the God, that's gonna be fucked up. Clearly you were the one she organized everything to do with the presents with.
how about we just read the next comment?
Until she decided she wanted to put her name on things. Very deceptive of her, and really shitty that your husband didn't tell you right away, even if he was okay with it. Maybe he should help more with presents overall too.
I don't think
Can we hang on, it's 2025 and I want to propose something. We, for far too long, future Sam, I need you to put some like diplomatic, like
campaign music.
yes, fucking Helldivers 2 style music behind this right now, okay?
Like propaganda music. Got it.
Yes, it is 2025. We are no longer dealing with this shitty grammar of the internet. I am proposing today that us, the lousy show, from now on, make it known in these comments that they are getting downvoted for their shitty grammar. No matter how good the point that they made was, we shall, in fact, inform them of their shitty grammar, and for that, they will be punished. 2025 is a year where we correct our grammar. So we, like he and I, don't have to stutter our way through these posts. And the people said, amen. So,
Next comment.
Oh, shit.
Next comment from Sudden Pomegranate. Are you joking? R.I.P. those gift. Oh, rip. Move on to the next one. Fuck it. I don't know. Rip those gift tags off and tell mother-in-law she can buy her own gifts if she doesn't want to disappoint them. This is beyond cheeky, and I can guarantee she's rifled through the presents and chosen the biggest, most expensive ones to present from grandma. Absolutely not. Your husband is a massive asshole. I don't know why I struggle with that. And the fact they've discussed this behind your back is downright manipulative. I'm actually so angry on your behalf. See, I think people are like giving the husband too much blame. Like, I think this was like hey son, can I put my name on a few of them? And he was like, yeah, I don't care. And that was it. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he was like, yeah, just fucking take the big ones. Like, you know?
Yeah, fuck that bitch. I was about to say some heinous shit.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Yep.
Oh my God. Woo! I'm actually
Wow,
fucking crying.
Dude, this one has paragraphs and punctuation and an update.
And an update.
Yep.
Ooh.
Looks like we're getting 4 this time.
Juicy. All right. Here, technically last of the night. Am I the asshole for refusing to let my mother-in-law redecorate our nursery? So we've had postpartum, and now we have in the oven.
And we had full-on kids too.
True.
Yeah.
So I, 26 female, am currently 32 weeks pregnant with mine and my husband's Felix's 27 males first child. Thank you for the name. Things have been going well, and one of the great things is that Felix is a builder, and so everything with the nursery went pretty smoothly, pretty fast. We agreed at the start what kind of vibe we wanted to go with and it's pretty much already done. Figured that we'd get it sorted as soon as possible, so it wasn't another long thing. Excuse me, it wasn't another thing to worry about. Pause for a moment. Really smart. Definitely get that done early. Takes a lot of stress off of you. My mother-in-law has always been a bit of a nightmare. Actually, I'm going to pause there for a moment. Little side hack or life hack for any dads out there, or expecting dads, I should say. Get the nursery done early. Why? Because in that last little bit of the third trimester, you're going to watch your wife turn into Madame Nesting. And what better way for her to focus that nesting on than in the nursery, which you've already decorated, and you don't really matter how it's sorted. Let her just do her thing. Promise it works every time. Back to it. My mother-in-law has always been a bit of a nightmare, but has been better since the news that I'm pregnant, though not without issue. For example, she told me that I should lose some weight and that it wasn't healthy.
Oh, she's better. That's fine.
Oh my God. Equal rights, equal lefts, bitch. For me or the baby. She knows that I used to struggle with anorexia. Are you shitting me? And I'm not any sort of unhealthy weight. In the past, I've kept my mouth shut and let Felix deal with her. As the nursery has almost been completed, she suddenly decided to invite herself around more. I work from home currently. She comes in on the regular, asks me when I'm going to have lunch, and, oh, you could just pop me something in too. And then we'll wander into the nursery and start rearranging things. I know this sounds stupid, but once she literally bought an IKEA bag full of stuff that she put in there. It doesn't match, but I've never said anything really beyond, oh, thanks so much for the thought, etc. Yesterday, when she came around uninvited, she looked me up and down and said, really? Joggers? Thank God Felix isn't here. And then walked into the nursery and started asking me where the pillows she'd put in the crib had gone, why I'd taken out the fairy lights hanging on the wall right by it, etc. I explained that they were potential safety hazards to the future baby and that I'd taken them out. She started with, oh, well, I've had 3 children and I really think you should take more of my advice. And then looked me in the eyes and said, you're really not going to be a good mother at this rate.
How do I light this on fire?
I don't know if it was the pregnancy hormones, but I just stared at her for a moment and then told her to get out of the house. I'd been up all night and had loads of work and wasn't in the mood. She got very uptight about it and then left. Felix says he's going to talk to her and tell her that she shouldn't be reorganizing anything without our permission, but I don't know if it was just the hormones and I'm being unreasonable. Am I the asshole? Nah, fuck the comments. We're going straight into the update.
Yeah, no, because Reddit said not the asshole as well. So like,
yeah,
like,
well, I'm clearly not the fucking asshole, but
yeah.
we need to see what this update is.
Yep. You want me to read that?
All right, Sam, take it away.
Yep.
You normal ways. Go ahead.
Update. Felix and I sat down and had a conversation about how to manage his mother going forwards. I told him everything that she'd said to me and that he was adequately furious with her. Oh, and he was adequately furious with her. Good. He asked me exactly what I wanted done in the future so that she'd understand where our boundaries are and follow them. I told him that I'd rather him speak to her alone at first so that I wasn't immediately made out to be the bad guy. I acted on advice, and locksmith has been called to change the locks on the house, and Felix has ordered us a Ring doorbell off Amazon with the assurance I'll be able to put it in. He hates doing the electrics, but you know how it is. I'll leave him to it, LOL. And then he called up my mother-in-law and organized a lunch date for today so they could have a talk between themselves. He got back in the afternoon, and as he walked into the door, smiled at me and went, sorted, and characteristically went to go and make himself a cup of tea. I got a message a few minutes later from her saying that she was very sorry for what she had said to me, that she was in the wrong. only going to visit when invited, not going to go into the nursery anymore, and was going to respect the rules and boundaries that he and I set for our home life and for our child. And after added that she was sorry for the comments she had made on my appearance. I'll believe it when I see it, but at least it's a good start. And we've all agreed to go for dinner at some point to talk about future expectations when the baby comes. I talked to Felix, and he said that she'd been offended at first, didn't believe she'd done anything wrong, and he also specifically said she hit with the spiel of, "Oh, I must be such an awful mother then." And that he told me he'd told her, "It's not about that. It's about you disrespecting my wife, our child, and our home. If you continue, you're not going to dream of being able to see your grandchild." She was apparently and unsurprisingly sulky, and he told her to apologize. And she said she would, and to her credit, did. Thank you for all your advice about how to handle things going forward with the locks and everything. The amount of support was crazy, and I can't thank you all enough. I feel so much calmer about the situation. I don't know if she's going to stick to what she said going forwards, but at least boundaries have been set, and I know that Felix has my back. On a lighter note to end, I asked if he had anything he wanted to say to the people who had commented, and he said, "Can you add the photo of me in Florida?" Felix, that's not even slightly relevant. Shame. What do you want for tea? Thank you. W. Felix.
Don't even need comments on this one.
No.
W. Felix. That is how you handle shit, boy. God, that makes me feel good. Whew. You know, it's far too often we have these episodes where they're super fucking heavy, and we leave these episodes going like, man, God, that was a lot, man. Felix is a fucking. Hey, in the comments down below, hashtag Felix is the GOAT. That's how you do it, son. Get after it.
I like the first comment on the update says, "Well, now I want to see Felix in Florida." And OP responded with, "I told him this," and he replied, "I know what the people want." LOL.
Wait. Oh, never mind.
Oh wait, he's got an account.
It's suspended.
Oh, it's suspended. Jeez.
What did he do? What did he do?
Was he just fucking balls out in Florida?
Dude, imagine, dude. He's just like legs back, spread eagle, like, yeah, drink it in, baby.
I know what the people want.
Oh man, hey, that's how we end it right there. That's a W. Love that. Let us know what you think in the comments. Did we get it right? Did they get it right? Is everybody happy? Of course, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, like the video, tell YouTube you want more of this, and we'll see y'all on Tuesday.
Bye.
Later.